Good afternoon. Welcome to Irving, Las Colinas Rotary Club. We are so glad that you are joining us today. I want to welcome you. I'm Shane Webb, the president of this club, and I'm going to have Dr. Bill LeVar lead us in our invocation.
It's autumn, and it actually is beginning to feel like autumn outside. Thanks be to God. Woke up this morning, went out, got the paper, came in and turned the air conditioners off and opened the house up. Even my beloved bride said, "Doesn't that feel good?" You know? Let's go to God in prayer. Eternal God, we give you thanks for the blessings of this day, for this club and its work in our community. We give you thanks for the change in the weather, the cool temperatures. It's autumn, and we're preparing for the season, and we just feel better, and we give you thanks for that. We ask your Spirit to be upon us, to be upon our guests and our presenters today, our program today, to be upon this body and its work that we do in the community, and to be upon the food that has been prepared for us. Take it to the nourishment of our bodies and keep all of us in your peace. In the name of Christ, amen.
Amen. I'm going to ask Lieutenant Cody Johns to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. He is our Sergeant at Arms.
I'd be happy to place your hand over your heart and repeat after me. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Y'all may be seated. Go Astros. All right, friends. As we begin today, I do see we have some guests. We do not have our secretary with us. Oh, Bobby. Yes. Thank you, Bobby Haas.
Need a microphone.
Yeah. And I'm going to have Rick introduce the chief.
First guest is Dorian Camino. She's a guest of Ms. Hernandez.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome, Dorian.
Hey, Gary. Woo! Rick, will you go ahead and come forward?
President Shane, it is an honor and a pleasure for me today to get to welcome back and say a few words about our new Irving police chief. I met Chief Miller back in January when he spoke for Chief Scott's retirement. And he's been busy since May, kind of getting oriented to the city of Irving. If you would all please help me give a warm Irving Las Colinas Rotary Club a high.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. I just want to come up and say hello and just a point of privilege just to kind of introduce myself to y'all. I've been on the job since the 31st of May. Was supposed to be here about 4 months, 4.5 months, and it was like a bit longer. But that's okay. I've been in the business for 30 years. I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, with the heart to be a former police officer. And in my last year of college, I decided to tell my mom that I was going to quit UTA and I was going to start my career at the Fort Worth Police Department. And so when I woke up from my mother in the head, at UTA, lost at UTA, and the gentleman said, "You got to come to Carrollton to be a reserve." And I'm like, "That's great. Where's Carrollton?" Because when you're a kid at Fort Worth, you don't know anything about that. So you want to go to Dallas. And I sit there and started as a reserve police officer when I got out of college. decided I was just gonna stay there for a year, go back to work, and I was there for 30 years. While at Carrollton, though, it was in my heart to try to improve our profession. And so I did a lot of work in researching what was going on in the country about progressive law enforcement policing, and came across this idea of community policing and tried to find examples in the country where it was being done really, really well. And in that research found out that, you know what, there was a city to the west of us. There was always a leader in this space, and it was Irving. And then in the year 2000, as a young sergeant, I met another young sergeant, Irving, who announced in that class in the year 2000, who was the chief of Irving. I met Jeff Swat, and I'm telling you that to say, at every point in my career, as I progressed through my career, my profession, I looked at Irving as an example of how to do it right. And so one fateful day last year, Jeff told me he was going to retire, and I said, would you consider applying for Irving? I hadn't considered that. Well, yeah, that would probably be one of the only handful of police departments I would want to leave. And so that was brought me here. And I'll just close by saying I'm a person who believes in watching what people do rather than what they say. I'm big about that. If you watch what the city of Irving does, what it cares about, where its values are, you can see where its heart is. And that's manifested in the police department. For the police department has many things that no other places have. For example, the investment that the police department in the city put into our family advocacy center, our mental health response team, our homeless outreach, our police athletic, and I could go on and on and on about things that are going on inside the police department that are examples of the values of the city. And so I'm just so proud to be your police chief. I'm a young guy. I hope to be here for my young kids. I hope to have this job for a long time. Thank you so much for having me. So happy for you to have me. I'm your servant, so whatever you need, please let me know.
I'm going to go ahead and move us forward with our program. We will have some time for announcements as Terry comes up to introduce. She is Terry Aldridge, our Director of Programs / Vocational Services, and she's going to introduce our program today. I do have with me those banners that just fell over. If you're interested in seeing what they look like, I'm going to have them behind me over the side so we can check those out. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Terry.
Thanks so much. Good afternoon. A special presentation today. Our speaker is Magda Hernandez. Magda is a long-serving ISD employee, and she was named Superintendent of Irving ISD Schools in December of 2018. She began her career, like I said, 30 years ago, as a bilingual aide. She earned her teaching degree from TWU and became a bilingual and a gifted and talented teacher. She was an assistant principal. She was a human resources, staffing, and recruiting coordinator, director of human resources, assistant superintendent of human resources, associate superintendent of human resources, and deputy superintendent of administrative services. She also held the position of assistant superintendent of human resources at Waxahachie ISD. She currently serves on the boards of Texas Workforce Solutions, North Texas Area Association of School Boards, Texas Academic Decathlon, and Texas School Alliance. She's president-elect and legislative chair. She's a proud mother of 3 kids, all graduates of Irving ISD, and she has 4 grandchildren, 2 of which are current Irving ISD students. So please help me welcome Ms. Hernandez.
Terry just said, you're a busy lady. Do you believe that? I love this group. Rotary is one of my favorite kids, which we want to rely on. You guys make it fun here. And I do want to just say a little bit about Chief Miller. We're so excited to have him serve in his new role. I reached out to him, I think as soon as you started, right, Officer Miller, let's meet, let's have a discussion. He is great. I know he's going to continue to keep us safe. You know, he mentioned all the great things that they're doing in the city, but he's also supporting our district, especially with our safety and security that's so high right now. So it's always a pleasure to be here with you. And again, just proud to serve Irving ISD. Love our kids. Yeah, I think every time I have an opportunity to speak to you, I just to you how much I love our kids and how they deserve the very best. Before we get started, how many of you are Irving grads, Irving alum? I know there's several of you. Yeah. You know, you're going to be impressed. I think every year we have so many great things going on. But I would like to start with our mission and vision of our district. We are currently going through a strategic planning with our district. And my guest today is Dr. Dorian Galindo. She has embarked this journey with us. She is extremely talented. She oversees the evaluation and the research, evaluation, and accountability department. Very talented, so she's helping us with that strategic plan right now. And our board obviously is who adopts all of our strategic planning. So we'll start with our mission. It's definitely to become the premier district for educational excellence, fostering the full potential of students and empowering educators. And our mission is to empower today to excel tomorrow. And I'll just go reference our board goals. Again, they will be going, this will be going to the board in October to get them approved once again, because we are refining and always improving upon them. So our board is very committed, obviously, in the student achievement for our students to reach their highest potential. And then, of course, we have the sub goals that are required by the state through HB3. The board goals for third grade reading, third grade math, and then the college and military writing goals. And then our goal number 2 is to increase parent and community engagement in the city of Irving. How many of you have seen a big difference in our community engagement? I know I was speaking as I go around, you probably have seen our parent, we call them the Parent Education and Engagement Group. They are everywhere. They're everywhere. Shane, Mr. Webb, he has seen them. Several of you here have seen how committed they are. And they did go to San Antonio this last week and presented at the state level about the great things that are happening here in Irving. And many of you that have been part of community fair. We had a community fair at Irving High last spring. It just feels like a long time ago. Great turnout. We had over 200, I believe, vendors there that were there offering their services for our families. And it was just a great event. And that just showed how amazing the community Irving is. And then our final goal this year, of course, our board is very committed to providing state-of-the-art facilities that we think the present design of education for all students. So you might ask, well, what is state-of-the-art? You know, you're very familiar with Senior Academy. Senior Academy has been the flagship, school here in Irving for many years, believe it or not. Senior Academy is what now, like 15, 20 years old, can you believe that? But it doesn't feel like it is. And then we have OBJ, who was our first net zero campus nationwide. It was the first one. But the average age of our buildings, and I have the exact numbers, 47.7 years old. So almost 50 years old, they're old. And I believe Irving High is our oldest campus. So we need work there. So I say that because you may be hearing, out of the community that we are currently planning to go out for a bond in May. We're praying and hoping, that it goes well. We do have a lawn planning committee. As we speak, they have a second meeting today. Irving ISD, just so you know, has not gone out for a lawn since 2007. That is 15 years ago. And that is not normal for districts. Usually districts go out for a bond every 4 years. So we are behind, and we do want to keep up, because I always say this, our kids deserve the very best. And also, since our chief is here, he knows the opportunities that we have in the future for safety and security. Many of our buildings were not, when they were built, we weren't thinking, what we needed to do to make sure that they were safe. Although we have done a lot of work, and they are as safe as they can be. We're currently going through safety and security audits that are required by the state. And, as we were sitting here, I got the call on Chief Miller that they're gonna be coming in October. So what they do is they come and they ensure that all our doors are locked outside, so no one can come in our buildings. As you know, after Monday happened, what happened in Monday, we definitely need to have our safety and security in the forefront. Our board of trustees, we cannot do the work that we do if we did not have the support from them. Many of you probably know them and are very familiar. Randy Randall, board president, Dr. Rosemary Robbins, A.D. Jenkins, Ms. Campbell, Ms. High, and Michael Kelly, and Ms. Solomon. They are with me together in this, so we're a team of 8. And then our district leadership, some of you have seen Dr. Martinez here, Dr. Smith, and then our CFO, and now you see Dr. W. We have 8. Big district, we're a huge district, one of the largest organizations here in the city of Irving. But proud of the work that they helped me accomplish. I cannot do it if it was not for them. Okay, next, our story. Rick did ask me earlier, said, I hear enrollment is going down. Currently, as of yesterday, and I don't believe we had the numbers in this morning, Dr. Nelly, but as of yesterday, we were at 31,854 students. We are declining enrollment, and that's not just in Irving ISD, it is everywhere. If you have not been keeping up with the news, every district is struggling right now with our students, because we are competing now for our kids. We hear a lot of charter schools, private schools, we're competing for them. We're doing everything that we can to look out and look for them. Where are they? They're somewhere. They've just gone somewhere where even our commissioner, state education commissioner says, we need to find these kids, because we've lost enrollment. We were projected at having a little bit over 32,000, so we're down 500 from our projected numbers right now. We do have 4,600 employees, 38 campuses, and our graduation rate is still at 94.3%. We're still higher than the state. Is that correct, Dr. Leo? Yes, we're still higher. And then we have 2 professional learning community model schools. What they do is they come all over the nation, and they come and see best practices at these schools. So very proud of that. And of course, our students, we're still at 76% Hispanic, Latino, 12% African Americans, 6% white, 3% Asian, and 3% other. Very diverse, and that's what I think that's the beauty of Irving ISD, that we are the most diverse zip code in the nation. Proud to announce that our ratings came out, and we are still a B. Pre-COVID, we were at 87, we're now at 84, so despite the COVID, we were still able to manage to maintain the B. So we had 33 distinctions, and they were earned by 15 of our campuses. TEA also had campuses that, were B's or F's. And what they did is they were not rated, okay? So they were considered as not rated. And I'm proud to announce that Irving ISD had 0 of those. So we're making gains. We still have a lot of work to do. COVID was not our best friend, as you know. We do have some learning loss there that we are committed to making sure that our kids continue to receive that education that they deserve. So our academic achievement, We do have 23 campuses offering dual language. Web, Shane, your kiddos, right, attend Korean or Brandenburg, dual language, and if you have any questions about dual language, he will tell you. I do remember the day he came to visit, he was very impressed with our kiddos, so thank you, Shane, for entrusting us with your kids. We do have 30 advanced placement classes offered, and the numbers, almost $700,000 college tuition amount served through dual that our students are able to enroll in our high school. So we have 96 dual credit classes offered, 35 career technical student organizations, 33 career technical programs of study, and our students receive over 1,500 industry-based certifications. And proud to say that we have now opened up our second collegiate academy. So this I've presented before. Our students that enroll in Singley Academy or STICA, we call it STICA, South Irving Collegiate Academy, they can receive up to 60 hours of free college. So they will graduate with an associate's degree with their high school diploma at the same time. So they save over $50,000 in tuition. So very proud of that second opening. And because I want our kids to be prepared and know exactly what they want to pursue when they go to high school, we did roll out all our career technical courses out to middle school. We call them our futures program. So our students are able to enroll in that and have that early years to explore their careers. Our students, I speak to our students, I meet with our students, and they tell me, I wish I would have known this when I was in middle school, or else I would not have chosen this career, this pathway. So listen to them, we roll it out, and it's going pretty well. So I'm proud of that as well. And we always have our voice of pride. We do have 7 Verizon Innovative Learning Labs. We are the first in the nation to have all of our middle schools and high school students receive a free iPad with high, internet speed for our kiddos through Verizon, through that partnership of Verizon Learning Labs. So what they do, they also have labs at our middle schools where our students just have state-of-the-art, equipment where they do 3D printing. They create so many incredible things. In fact, you probably have heard the story of our Nimitz students that created that prosthetic arm for our student at middle school, which made national news. And we will be sharing some interesting information about that shortly. But our kids truly care, for each other. So they have been able to create that because of these 3D printers that we have and all the technology that we have that they can access. So proud to say that we are home to Ms. Jeffrey. She is a Brown elementary teacher. She's at Brown. She is the Region 10. Region 10 serves over 150 districts. So she is the teacher of the year for Region 10. So she, yay! After she was announced, we received the notification that she is now a finalist for the Texas Teacher of the Year. So we don't know, she has to go through an interview, and that will be October 21st. So we should know by October 21st if she's the Texas Teacher of the Year. Imagine that, so very proud, and she's lovely. She's a great teacher, and I tell her, you're gonna win. You're going to get it. We receive over $46 million our students for college scholarships. And of course, we have our very own Crystal Spaniel, who supports our students with scholarships through the Irving Schools Foundation as well. And we had 3 West Bridge finalists this last year, and 11 students graduated with an associate's degree this last year. When they crossed that stage, they had their high school diploma and an associate's degree. And it doesn't stop with academics, you know, we continue to excel in extracurricular activities. 2021, we had 2 Superior Marching Band Awards, 23 UIL Superior Performance Plaques, 23 UIL Sweepstakes Awards, and then our Lamar Middle School Band awarded Citation of Excellence Award from the Foundation for Music Education in 2 consecutive years. And this is only awarded to our top 25% of applicants. So we're on the map, Irving. I love that. And then athletics, you recently heard from our athletic department, our amazing coaches at our high schools. So this last year, we had a state qualifier for wrestling, track and field. You do know that we did offer wrestling, right? I don't know why, but some districts do get very excited when they hear that there's wrestling, you know, in their district, but we've had it for a while. And then we were an area finalist in basketball, regional qualifiers in cross country, swimming, track and field, and of course wrestling. By district champion in basketball, softball, and soccer, and then by district finalists in football, softball, and soccer. So just some of our initiatives. You've heard me speak about this before when we were rolling out our pre-K. We still offer free full-day pre-K for 4-year-olds and free half-day pre-K for 3-year-olds. And it's all, we still continue our tuition base for full-day pre-K for 4-year-olds. And many students do need to qualify for this program. But we do have tuition base for our employees that their students would not qualify for this service, so they are able to take advantage of this. We open up our Night Owl Academy. OWL stands for Opportunities Without Limits. During the pandemic, we had to be very intentional and work with our students when it came to being flexible with their school. We had like over 2,000 home visits. And we discovered that many of our students were not coming to school because they were working. You know, they had to work to support their families. So we started thinking, it's like, okay, guys, you know, we have to meet them, you know, where they are. And maybe we offer flexible scheduling. Maybe, you know, they have senior out to the afternoon. Maybe they do it in the morning, so they don't have to wake up that early. So that's where the Night Owl, you know, came about, because this concept, you know, really focused on those students that are in danger of dropping out, that have dropped out, and they have the opportunity to come in the evening and earn their diploma, their high school diploma. We have had some of our parents that have taken advantage of that, you know, they got married or had children, couldn't attend school, but now they've come and taken advantage of that. We had one student that was already a plumber. He was a plumber. I actually recognized him, I believe, at our state of the district this last year too. Precious student. He said, I couldn't come because I was already working. I was a plumber, so I didn't have to go to school. But he heard about Night Owl, and he came and took advantage of that. Good for you. So those are the types of opportunities that we want to continue to offer for our students. And then, of course, you know, very proud of our collegiate academies that we have opened up. Now, what's different about simply South Irving Collegiate Academy is that we are going to offer the education pathway. And you probably have heard that we have a shortage, you know, of teachers, educators. For some reason, they don't want to come teach anymore. What do you think? They're tired, right? Those of you that have educators in you know, your home, they're tired. They feel like their role is not valued enough, you know, around the country. So we truly invest in growing our own. So South Irving Collegiate will have our students that are interested in becoming a teacher and coming back and teaching for us. We have our Grow Your Own program, where we do identify those students that are in the pathway for teaching, and we grow them, and they come back and teach for us. But we offer a stipend, and they get additional monies for that. Okay, next is we're working on employee wellness. I have an HR background, so when I was in HR back in the day, we started talking about the wellness piece of our employees and how important that was. But oftentimes, when people hear wellness, they think, oh, it's working out, it's physical. It's more than just physical, it's emotional, it's mental, and social and spiritual, sometimes, but of course, in education, we can't really push on the spiritual, which that's sad, because I'm I believe, I have faith, but we did have TIF funds, laying around, and you're familiar with that, that's the tax increment, funds that we had. So the idea about, what else can we do for our teachers? We have to take care of our teachers. If we don't, then they won't take care of our kids, and they are our future. So we had the opportunity to start thinking about this. So we're going to build, right now we're at 95% finished with the design of this building. This building will focus on all aspects of well-being for our employees, professional learning for our teachers, all our employees, but also our parents. So our parent education, adult education learning will be based off of over there, and it's going to be right next to the outdoor learning center. You have heard about the outdoor learning center that we have by City Academy. So the employee wellness will be right next to the outdoor learning center. We're not getting rid of the outdoor learning center. It's not going away because our students still use that for science field trips, and they do that. So we're going to embed it within our outdoor learning center because we wanted our employees to be able to go there and connect to nature and have the opportunity to be around kids when they're over there in a different setting. So very excited about that, but our wellness program has grown immensely this year. We offer counseling services for our employees, and they are taking advantage. They do. We have 3 certified counselors that will only focus on the well-being of our employees. We also offer free camp planning year. How many of you know what camp planning year is? Very intense, right? Workshop. I have not taken advantage of that. It's like, not doing that. And then we have free yoga memberships for all our employees as well. We send massages to our campuses, and I can't tell you how grateful those teachers are. And they're like, those are great, can you send them back? So we, again, trying to just be as creative as we can to ensure that our teachers are well taken care of. So we plan to break ground in November, this building, so somebody may be getting some advice to go see it, but we'll be all over, very excited about this building, and we are using TIF funds for that. We did hear a little bit about our, from our teachers saying, well, why can't you use that money for salaries? Because sometimes they feel that they're not paid enough. But unfortunately, we cannot use this for salaries. TIF funds are not used for salaries. So in case you hear something out there in the community, that is the reason why. And then I always like to end with convocation. Convocation is the day when we welcome our 4,600 employees to our district. This year, the focus was we wanted our students to be the MCs, the presenters, because we wanted our teachers to know the impact that they make in their lives. So what you see here, we invited students that have obviously graduated and have gone and become adults and are doing incredible things. The students that are right there with me, they were the MCs, they were amazing, awesome kids. Then the ones on stage with me, and that was bad, Jordan. And the ones on stage, I'm kidding. The ones on stage with me, so we had 2 of our students, newcomer students. These were students that came to Irving when they were in the 6th grade or 8th grade. So one that I'm so proud of, Luis Gomez, he started in Irving ISD when he was in 6th grade, and then back in 2017, he graduated valedictorian. He graduated valedictorian, very, very limited or no English at all. He had options. He took a full ride to Stanford, but he turned down Harvard, Brown University. He turned out, he had options. Now he graduated with a biochemistry degree, and then he got his master's in computer science. So he is living the dream, but what I love about Luis is he's paying it forward. They both are. Vanessa's paying it forward. She is now overseeing the accounting for schools in Florida. And she graduated from Irving also. She's from Cuba, also came as a newcomer here. So very proud of them. They're out and they're representing, and when they came back, they noticed the difference in Irving. They're like, I wish that we would have had early college, high school when we were here. So they said, thank you for doing that for our students, but they were worried. They say, I'm working on having my parents retire in the next 5 to 10 years. They're taking care of their parents because they know their parents made so many sacrifices to bring them here, and now they're paying it forward. And then the other, on my right side, Jordan, that was Miss Hill, and one of the students, we got that from the Irving Schools Foundation, Breakfast with the Stars. You all attend Breakfast with the Stars, right?
Yes, ma'am.
He cried. Do you all remember him? He cried on stage and he made everyone cry because he kept referencing, Ms. Hill, Ms. Hill. I said, we have to show everyone that impact that they make and the impact that Irving Schools Foundation makes on our kids. But he just said, some of you said you want to be doctors, some of you said you want to be engineers. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but if it wasn't for Ms. Hill, so I wanted our teachers to leave feeling that they matter, because they do, and like we've said before, they're the ones that are developing and creating our doctors, our lawyers, our policemen, everyone. So if you see a teacher out there, thank the teacher, because they really do great work for us. And then, of course, we had our mascots as well, doing that pep rally for our teachers. And it was an amazing event. So again, I hope you see the passion that I have for our Irving and how much I love the work. It's hard work, but it's work that needs to be done, and our kids deserve it. So I thank you for your support, and I'm open for any questions if you have any specific questions. Thank you. We have a lot.
Thank you, Magda. Questions? Magda, if you have a few minutes, you can stick around. Please see Magda afterwards, and she'd be happy to answer those for you. We do have some important announcements to make, and Kathy Howard, I'll let you go first.
Just a quick note, I met Dan Mackin the other day, and I talked to Erlene, and she said if Dan had a ride to Rotary, he would come. So I'm offering for you all to volunteer to go pick up Dan Mackin every once in a while and bring him to Rotary.
And where is he, Kathy?
He's in the hospital district somewhere. I thought he was up here. I thought he was around.
He lives off of O'Connor.
Yeah.
About 2nd or 3rd Street north of, south of North Cape.
Oh, in Cardinal Village.
Yes.
Okay, in Cardinal Village. Yeah. Thank you. I know that he'll enjoy it.
Excellent. Thank you, Kathy. Lieutenant Cody Johns, do you have an announcement for us?
Yes. As many of you know, about the hurricane that just went straight through Florida, South Florida, we actually already had
Cody, you come to the.
Oh, yeah.
The people on.
Actually. So for many of you that don't know me, my name is Lieutenant Cody Johns. I am the Corps Officer and Administrator of the Salvation Army in Irving. And I am one of the incident people for the incident management team there for the Salvation Army EDS team, our disaster team. And they already are in Florida now as we speak. They left yesterday and stopped in Mobile, Alabama, got there, and then just made their way into Florida to start there. But I just wanted to give you just a little bit of things that's going on there right now. They have sent 6 mobile feeding units from Texas to help out Florida as of now. We have some units that came from Austin, Granbury, here in Irving, Houston, and San Antonio, and Pasadena, each manned by a trained Salvation Army disaster volunteer and officers as part of the initial response team from Texas. They're saying one of our big advantages of the Salvation Army structure is that they're able to mobilize resources and people very quickly in times of disaster to provide practical help and support where needed. So it's just amazing how we can be the first ones in there, and we're always the first ones out of there. So as they continue this, I will bring more news and send them out to y'all to let y'all know what's exactly going on in Florida. As of now, I've heard there's about 1.7, 1.8 million people without electricity. But the good thing is they have about 42,000 lineman workers on standby. Once the storm completely passes, they're gonna go in and start getting all this electricity back on. So continue to pray for the people in Florida and also for the Salvation Army there, that they can get in there and meet the needs of every single person there. So thank you for letting me share. Thanks,
Other announcements for the good of the club. Rick.
Thank you, President Shane. I want to talk to you a little bit about what's happening this Tuesday evening. It's called National Night Out. So it's a national program that actually takes place across the country in August. But because of the heat, Texas decided to do it in October. So that's exactly right. So it's supposed to be a great weekend next Tuesday evening. These are invitations to the event that I put together at University Hills. You are welcome to come join us. You're welcome to learn what we do and then take it and work with Officer Twyla Stevens down at the Urban Police Department to coordinate. So we're going to start at 6 and we're going to have Chief Miller, Chief Conley, the SWAT team tank they call Bear. We're going to have a fireman, police cruiser. It's amazing when you see a small 4, 5, 6-year-old walk up to the police chief and look up and they're just in awe. And so it's an opportunity not only for parents and all of us to get to spend quality time with these guys, but also our children. So this Tuesday, lock your doors, turn on your light, and go through your neighborhood and meet your neighbors and talk to them and get to know them. It's National Night Out. Chief Miller, thanks for committing to come see us. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. All right, this Tuesday night. Very good. Also, our next meeting will be here, same time, same place, but we're gonna have a special celebration. Next meeting, we will be learning about Diwali, the Indian celebration of lights. It's gonna be a very interesting and fun presentation. We're gonna have information lining the walls about the festival and why they celebrate it. So I invite you to try and come early. If you can be here next week, please don't miss it. It's gonna be special. We'll have Benju Patel joining us, and it's gonna be great. So please mark your calendars and do your best to be here in person next Thursday. We do have a board meeting following this meeting, so if you're a board member, please stay. We'll try and keep that meeting as brief as possible, but we do have some business to attend to. And otherwise, I would invite us to please stand. And past President Crystal Scania, would you lead us in the 4-way test?
Thank you, President Shane Webb. Please join me in the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First.
Is it true?
Second.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?